Welcome to JSS Matriculation School Talavadi Social Class. Today I go to explain you Geography lesson number 5 Biosphere. Biosphere is the fourth sphere of the earth. Is a life supporting layer that exists on the earth surface. This layer on earth encompasses the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. It includes flora and fauna that thrive on the near the earth surface. The vertical range of the biosphere is approximately 20 km, which is measured from the ocean floor or the troposphere. However, most plants and animals live in a very narrow section for about 1 kilometer above and below the mean sea level, MSL, we are called that. Biosphere is made up of different ecosystems and biomes. All living things, large or small, are grouped into species. The area in which an animal, plant, or microorganism lives is called its habitat. A wide variety of plants and animals live in a particular habitat known as biodiversity. Now we are going to learn about ecosystem. An ecosystem is a community where all living organisms live and interact with one another and also with their non-living environment such as land, soil, air, water, etc. Ecosystem range is size from the smallest units that can sustain life to the global ecosystem or ecosphere. Example, chloroplant, ponds ecosystems, forest ecosystem, desert ecosystems, etc. Biosphere harbors all ecosystems on the earth and sustain life forms including mankind. Do you know? The branch of science that deals about ecosystems is called ecology. A person who studies the ecology is referred to as a ecologist. Next, the ecosystem subheading we are called as the first one. It's components of ecosystems. An ecosystem consists of three basic components, namely abiotic components, biotic components and energy components. Now we are going to learn about the first one, abiotic components. Abiotic components include the non-living, inorganic, physical and chemical factors in the environment. Example, land, air, water, calcium, iron, etc. The next is biotic components. Biotic components include plants, animals and microorganisms. Biotic components can be classified into three categories. In three categories, now we are going to learn about the first one, that is producers. Producers are self-nursing components of ecosystem. Hence, they are called autotrophs. They are found both on land and water. Example, plants, algae, bacteria, etc. Next, we are going to learn about consumers. Consumers are those that depends on producers directly and indirectly. Hence, they are called heterotrophs. The common category of consumers are in the biotic components, there will be a subheading is producer and consumers. In this consumers, subheading is primary consumers depend on producers for their food. They are exclusively herbivores. Example, zebra, goat, etc. The next is the secondary consumers are small carnivores, that is, they are consume herbivores. Example, lion, snake, etc. Next, territorial consumers is called now are top carnivores that prey on both herbivores and carnivores. Example, owl and crocodile, etc. The next biotic components, the last one is decomposers. Decomposers are some organism that are incapable of preparing its own food. They live and dead or decaying plants and animals. Hence, they were called saprotrophs. Example, fungus, mushrooms, etc. We are going to learn about components of ecosystem. Last heading is energy components. All organisms in the biosphere use energy to work and convert one form the energy into another. The sun is the ultimate source of energy for the biosphere as a whole. The solar energy gets transferred into other forms of energy through the various components in the ecosystem. The producer, consumers, and the decomposers contribute a lot to the energy flow in an ecosystem. The next subheading is of ecosystem is functions of an ecosystem. The living organism form an interacting set of flora and fauna which are organized into trophic levels, food chains and food webs. The functioning of an ecosystem depends on pattern of the energy flow as it helps in the distribution and circulation of the organic and inorganic matter within ecosystems. Energy flow generally takes places in a hierarchical order in an ecosystem through various levels. These levels are called trophic levels. The chain of transformations of energy from one group of organism to another through various trophic levels is called food chain. A system of interlocking and interdependent food chains is called a food web.